music, whether it's a soundtrack or it is the BGM, is really critical for me.
People have seen your strengths.
Yeah.
Try and break that mold down. Try and present a different package. It would be unfair to say, "नहीं यार, मेरी चलनी चाहिए, उसकी नहीं चलनी चाहिए."
That is true. With one of the biggest films of 2019 releasing, we have Tiger Shroff and Siddharth Anand in an interview today.
Thank you.
Siddharth, first tell me that your last film released 5 years ago on the same day, 2nd October. So was it by design or was it just serendipity that it happened?
Serendipity completely.
Yeah.
I think because when we announced the film on 27 September 2017, we announced 26th January as the release date, 2019.
Yeah.
And I think due to some delays in Hrithik's film, because his film Super 30 took a little longer.
Right.
So our release got shifted to 2nd October, and the next date actually after 26 Jan we found suitable was 2nd October. It's complete serendipity, and
That's a good
surrendered
one.
to it.
Yeah.
In fact, Anjana Anjani also came out on 1st October
Okay.
2010. So my last 3 releases are 2nd October.
So October seems to be lucky for you.
I hope so. Keep fingers crossed.
Yeah, so every 5 years you've had a release.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wow, 2010,
I'm worse than the leap year. That comes every 4 years.
Yeah. Tiger, in an interview, Hrithik mentioned that he would not have done this film if you were not a part of it.
Is that true?
I think all of us are in the same boat. I think he also knows, once you see the film, you'll know how critical Tiger's casting is to Khalid's character. So it's imperative. I think we would have to shift the film to another year, another time, another era when Tiger would have said yes to us.
I think they're being extremely generous.
Extremely generous.
But
The
he's your
pleasure,
idol,
the luck
yeah.
was mine,
Yeah.
and this coming from Hrithik sir and Siddharth sir and Adi sir means a lot. Puts a certain pressure on me as well to deliver that same, to give them back that that they weren't wrong in casting me.
Right. Action films are a huge genre in India and abroad.
Right.
When you have two stars who are known for action and their physique, does that put any pressure on you? Do you have any formula to crack that code?
I think it becomes easier. In fact, taking a star who does comedy and making him do action is worse. So somewhere it eases out the pressure, and somewhere it takes off the pressure from you. So that because you can rely on them, you can rely on their box office appeal, you can rely on their talent and skills to ride you through it.
Yeah. And everyone knows that you yourself personally are a huge Hrithik Roshan fan. So take us back to the first day, the first shot that you gave with him.
Oh, I'm probably his biggest fan, and I can challenge any fan.
Yeah.
But my first day, I remember I was very, very nervous. Luckily it wasn't a shot where we were face to face, so it was not like a takkar ka scene. हम लोग साथ में खड़े हैं और he's not in front of me. He's beside me.
Yeah.
So it's not like
you have to
for
look
me,
into him.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I didn't even look at him even once. I was just giving the shot without. I was like, this is just another Tiger Shroff film. I'm not even thinking about that kid. There's such a big star in front of me right now. After that shot, after he saw the frame, the playback, he complimented the frame. He liked the shot. He said, "I'm looking good." This that. Uske baad things got easier. Then I sort of submitted and managed to barely perform with him.
But one of the biggest things that has been talked about ever since the film, the announcement of the film came out, is the dance off that is there.
Right.
So how was it for you? What was the feeling that you had? Were you nervous, excited?
For me, here's the reason I started dancing.
Yeah.
And he's dancing with me in the same frame. And what more could I ask for? I was nervous, I was excited, I was anxious to see what he had to say, So I was all of these mixed bag of emotions, when I came on set, and I just gave my 100 on every shot, I remember. And because when you're dancing with the god of dance, it's very tough to look anywhere else. So I had to really be on my toes.
Yeah. Siddharth, music is a huge part has been of all your films. This too, the songs that have come out have been blockbusters. How involved were you in the music process, and how imperative is it to the storyline?
Completely. Music, whether it's a soundtrack or it is the BGM, is really critical for me in my films, and I'm a pain. I'm a big pain to all my composers, whether it's BGM guy or Vishal and Shekhar, who've composed for all my films. I'm a nightmare for them. I
Why
dance on
so?
their heads. I'm not so easy to convince.
Okay.
I don't accept songs easily. So it's a huge process. When they know that I'm coming to them with a film, they know that they have to start doing yoga.
To calm themselves down.
Yeah. Because they know a hurricane's going to hit
Yeah.
them. So it's tough making good music. It's
Yeah.
really tough because you have to second guess what millions of people will like.
Right.
So it's not only about what you like and what you think is good music.
Yeah.
It needs to be popular as well. So I'm not an
Right.
indulgent filmmaker. I make commercial films. I make commercial music. So I look out for what the taste of the audience is going to be 1 year later.
Yeah, but I have to say Ghungru is a personal favorite.
Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you. You have good taste.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a myth that in these hardcore action films, the heroines don't have a huge part to play in it.
They don't have.
How do you plan to break the myth with this one?
I think when you watch the film, it's been consistent in all my films that women somewhere play a very, very strong character
Yeah.
in my films. It comes from my personal life, and I never look at women as objects to just as glamour or to accentuate your screen. They must be pivotal to the plot, or then don't have them or convert them
Right.
into some other character.
Right.
That's the kind of ethos I have. And Vaani is playing a very, very, very significant part in the film. She is the pivot of the film.
Okay.
And that's how I would want it.
Okay. Tiger, you already are trained in martial arts and have done so many action films. Is there anything specific that you had to learn to do or unlearn to do this particular part? Especially when you're having a face-off, a physical face-off with Hrithik Roshan.
You know, the audiences have seen me do quite a bit in terms of the action, in terms of the dance. So it was all about, you know, presenting a new package, which, you know, Sid sir just kept trying to convince me in doing something new. He said, people have seen your strengths.
Yeah.
Try and break that mold down, try and present a different package, which I think we've been quite successful in doing. So once you see the film, you know, there's a variety of action sequences.
Yeah,
and
we can see that from the trailer
instances
itself.
where, you
Yeah.
know, you'll see a very different package altogether. And not just me, I think even, you know, Hrithik sir for that matter. I think both of us have pushed ourselves to our extreme and sort of tried to introduce something new.
Okay. Finally, you know, in this hodgepodge of the era that we live in, where every Friday is crowded with so many films, getting a solo release is a huge thing. So, as an actor and as the director, how important do you think this solo release is?
I think it's crucial. I mean, an ideal situation would be a solo release,
Yeah.
but like you rightly said, you know, there's so much content out there
Right.
that, and we struggle to find dates. People book dates 2-3 years in advance.
Yes.
So that being said, that's a heavenly situation. However, you know, we've seen instances where, you know, all films are flourishing every now and then, and even if they come together. Like I remember, for example, Bang Bang came with Heather, and
Yeah,
both
I
films
remember.
flourished.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's an audience for everyone, and we as artists and filmmakers put in so much into our films that you know, it would be unfair to say, nahi yaar, meri chalni chahiye, uski nahi chalni
That
chahiye.
is true.
You know, everybody should get their dues, and yeah.
So, what about you? How important is a holiday release for a film like this?
And
a solo release.
The question is if it's important. Yes, it's important, but it's not imperative. I feel there is enough room for films to do well. You need to be confident of your product, because
Right.
people will come and watch your film. If you see in the last 2-3 years, all the event films have failed,
Yeah.
and all films with content have worked.
Have
the
worked,
smaller
yes,
films,
yes.
and their numbers in the first day is not even double digit,
Right.
but they end up doing triple digit
Yeah.
lifetime numbers.
Yeah.
So eventually a good film will find its audience, but with tentpole films like ours, it's important to start strong. So
Right.
obviously, ideally, we would have preferred a solo release, but there are 3 films coming with us, and somewhere audience does have a choice. Hopefully, what we actually want from the audience is that they come out seeing our film and just say it's a good film. automatically you'll want to see our film.
Okay.
If I tell you it's a good film. So we're just hoping for a positive
Word of mouth. Yeah.
That's what we're hoping
The
for.
oldest trick in the
We're
book.
not chasing the big numbers, we're chasing word of mouth right now.
Okay, great. On that note, thank you so much for a wonderful interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And best
Thank
of
you.
luck for the film.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Tiger Shroff.
And this is Siddharth Anand.
You're watching us on Box Office India. So please do like, share and subscribe.